Tonight, we're going to listen to an echo from over 1,000 years ago. Before we break it down, let's just let the sound of the poem wash over us. Let's begin by simply listening.
夜泊牛渚怀古牛渚西江，夜清乌片云。登舟望秋月，空忆携将军。余意能高咏，斯人不可闻。明朝挂帆席，枫叶落纷纷。
All right, now let's step into that world he's created, line by line. The poem opens by painting the scene of immense, almost overwhelming quiet.
Niuzhu西江夜，青天无片云。
So with these first two lines, Li Bai is setting a massive stage for us. It's not just a description of the weather, it's a canvas.
Think about what he's doing here. He's using this huge, empty space, a totally cloudless sky hanging over a dark, wide river, to create this feeling of absolute stillness. And when you're the only person in a landscape that vast, it just amplifies your own solitude, doesn't it? You can't help but feel small, completely alone, just a single traveler under an indifferent sky. And that emotional state, that's where our story really begins. And in that kind of quiet, in that kind of loneliness, the mind starts to wander. That's exactly what happens to Li Bai. His thoughts drift away from the present scenery to a story from the distant past, a story that's deeply connected to this very place.
登舟望秋月，空忆携将军。
Now, that phrase at the end is key, in vain. It's such a powerful clue, isn't it? He's not just casually reminiscing. There's a deep, painful longing here. It's a memory that leads to a dead end in his present reality. So, of course, this begs the question, who was this General Xie? And why is Li Bai, a poet, thinking about a military man at this exact moment on this specific river? Well, the man he's talking about is Xie Shang, a general from way back in the Eastern Jin Dynasty. And he wasn't just some soldier. He was a man of culture, known for a legendary encounter that happened right here at Niuzhu. You see, this isn't just a dry historical footnote. It's this incredible story of a perfect connection. Imagine this. General Xie is on his boat at night right here on this river, and he hears a voice from a simple transport boat nearby, someone reciting these unbelievably beautiful poems. The poet? A guy named Yuan Heng, completely unknown at the time. But Xie Shang doesn't care about the man's low status or his humble boat. All he hears is the sheer talent. So he invites him over and they end up talking all night. And because of that one single meeting, a brilliant poet's career is launched. I mean, it is the ultimate story of talent meeting opportunity.
And this beautiful memory, this perfect story of connection, is exactly what brings Li Bai crashing back down to his own, much lonelier reality.
余意能高咏，
斯人不可闻. And right here, this is the heart of the entire poem. He's laying it all out. He's saying, hey, I can do that. I have the same talent as Yuan Heng. I can write poetry that is just as grand. But then comes the devastating second half of that thought. The listener, the General Xie of his time, who could recognize that talent, he's gone. He's nowhere to be found. I mean, that contrast is just brutal, isn't it? Li Bai is standing in the exact same spot where Yuan Heng was discovered. Under a similar moonlit sky, he sees himself as Yuan Heng's equal in talent, but he laments that history just isn't repeating itself. The world has changed. The kindred spirit who could hear his voice across the water, he's no longer there. His own talent feels unheard, his voice completely lost in the night. So, with that heavy feeling of isolation settling in, any hope of connection just fades away. And the poet's mind turns from the past to the immediate future, tomorrow morning.
明朝挂帆席，
枫叶落纷纷。
The poem doesn't end with some big resolution. It just leaves us with this quiet, incredibly melancholic image of departure. The dream of being discovered, of being understood, has faded with the moonlight. The reality is, the journey has to continue, alone. And this final image is just so poignant. The falling autumn leaves aren't just some seasonal detail. They fall one after another, endlessly, and it's a perfect mirror of the poet's inner state. Each leaf is like a small, silent departure. Their quiet, continuous falling just amplifies that feeling of a lonely, resigned farewell. It's almost as if nature itself is sighing right along with the poet. So, if we take a step back and look at the whole thing, we realize this poem is about so much more than one man's lament on a riverbank centuries ago. It touches on something deeply, deeply human. And the reason it still hits so hard today is because the world Li Bai describes is one we all visit from time to time.
A world where we feel our own worth, but we wonder if anyone else out there can actually see it.
And that's really the poem's timeless power. It just perfectly captures that universal ache to be truly seen, the sting of feeling that your best self is going completely unnoticed. It's about looking to the past for heroes and kindred spirits, and the melancholy of realizing you have to face the present all on your own. That feeling, it transcends all time and culture. And so we're left with that haunting idea. A great talent, a beautiful voice out there on a moonlit river, with no one around to truly hear it. It's a quiet moment of profound loneliness that reminds us of a fundamental human need, the simple, powerful hope of being understood.